world has been waiting almost 10 years for Osama bin Laden to be held responsible for the attacks on 9/11. And now, Rochelle, we are hoping for the families of loved ones who lost loved ones, there can be some closure.
You would hope so, Susan, but earlier today I spoke with Dr. Gregory Jansen. He said this news could actually trigger things like fear, emotion, and depression for survivors and really anyone who lived through the events of 9/11. Listen to what he said.
You know, there is the kind of a tying up what I'll call of some loose ends. But for many, there is not going to be closure for quite some time. There's going to be some that I'm going to call vulnerable who are going to step over the edge. And this is going to begin to create more anxiety because the next phase is, okay, what if? Now, what if there's retaliation? And we start to move to the what ifs in our thinking. You know, particularly the folks that are vulnerable are those that, you know, have got some post-traumatic stress, people with already some high anxiety. So this can be a triggering point, and we need to acknowledge that that's a real possibility.
So perhaps what you're saying is it might actually be, while we're seeing all these pictures of people celebrating, it might actually be a setback for some people.
Well, here's for some people, maybe who have lost a loved one, who have been affected by this, it can be a point of re-triggering that grief. And the grief and the depression. And so it's important to know that if this happens to you or someone that you care about, you know, maybe they're going to have flashbacks or they start dreaming again and they start to feel the heaviness of the depression coming back. That would be a normal thing to see happen.
Okay, and if someone starts to feel that, then what do they need to do? Is it something that will just pass, or is it something that they should deal with and maybe go get some help and go talk to somebody about?
Well, one of the things that's happened here, particularly if you have some grief, it's what I'll call complicated grief. Because, yes, okay, we got the bad guy, but you know what? It's re-triggered my grief, and it doesn't bring back a loved one.
Right.
And so I can't really fully tie those loose ends together completely. And I have to learn how I'm going to live with this. There's going to be a sense of a lot of, obviously, celebration and relief. But we need to remember that there's another group of people that this is going to be real difficult for.
Thanks again to Dr. Gregory Jansen.